Yes! Oh my god, this is the worst fucking song I've ever played. Oh, sweet Jesus. Sweet mother of fuck. I hate this song more. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have not played a song like that where the solo is so, like... I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. The solo is, you know, pretty relatively early in the song compared to a lot of difficult songs, and I have not played this chart more than twice all the way through in the past 10, 12, 15 years. So, like, holy shit, that was so just nerve-wracking all the way through. I was I was really concerned about two things. First thing was I was very concerned I was going to have my one muscle memory kick in the verse, because it's so similar to like Darkness Fast Bridge, and I was so worried I was gonna anchor green while hitting one of those blue-yellow chords. Oh my god, dude. The other thing I was concerned about is in the chorus, in that green-red, when it goes green-red, blue-orange, I always hit that by, like, I used to do this with a lot of stuff where I just extended my pinky instead of sliding my index from green to red. And so over these runs I was trying to like correct that by, you know, sliding green to red, because it's just more I think it's just more consistent to rely on your index finger than your pinky, which is, you know, kind of. But after, that's like, dude, that is the #1 way to fuck up a perfectly like reasonable FC run, is by trying to change like old muscle memory to something you're not familiar with. So this recording session was about 13 minutes in, or probably about 12 when I actually FC'd it. I did have another like over half-hour section which I had a pretty bad solo D choke, but no chokes past D, and that's really all I can ask for. Like, holy shit, this song represents like everything I hate about these games. Just, I practiced solo D for so many fucking hours today, trying to find some consistency. My original method was to slide from the initial green triplet, you know, triplet as in triplet strum, because whatever, they're all triplet strums, but the green is the only one you have to strum all 3 notes. Slide from the green to red with my index finger, and then anchor all of the, you know, all the way up to orange and back. And that seemed like a good idea, and I honestly, I have no idea if not doing the anchor was better or not. And that's exactly why this song is so fucking dog shit, because it feels like nothing you do matters. It feels like no amount of practice transitions into a run. Oh man, like, you know, I was trying to theory craft, like, be smart about it, you know, go about it strategically a little bit. Start the green triplet strum early so you don't accidentally get a, you know, you don't get fucked over by the strum engine, which I'm pretty sure is a concern on this song with how tight with how quick the strums are. And, dude, just in the same way that the triplets in Solo B of Jordan were giving me so much trouble, well, I mean, it's not really in the same way, but going from that first green triplet strum to the red strum was just, oh my fucking god, it was so inconsistent. It's still inconsistent. And so I would sit there and practice for like a half hour straight just doing that triplet strum into the red, into that, yeah, the green triplet into the red triplet, and just hit that 6-note streak, reset, just trying to find any amount of consistency, and this song just would not give it to me, man. So overall I spent a little over an hour doing actual runs, but like I spent probably 4+ hours practicing solo D today. Just what a fucking nightmare. This song is such a piece of shit. Like, Jesus Christ, would it have killed them? Would it have killed somebody at Harmonix to like test this shit to see if this is I'm going kind of insane here, but I feel like I deserve it, and I feel like anybody that's going for this, at least on NTSC, like I said, I really am pretty convinced that this is affected by the strum limit, just with how utterly inconsistent it is, no matter what you try to do, no matter what like adjustments you make. It just feels like a crapshoot every single time. I think before I started doing runs again, I hit like 2 solo Ds in a row, and I was like, alright, like this is, you know, I had done that before. I had done that a few times today. I think I had hit upwards of 3 in a row, but like, upwards of, I think my best was like hitting 3 in a row. Because I really hate to just sit here and play the same stupid fucking intro over and over again. That's what drives me crazy. Doing, like, playing the first... And again, this song isn't that bad, all things considered, because it's, you know, again, the solo is only a couple minutes, if that, into the song. So, it's... it's fairly easy to just restart, and I think that's what a lot of people did with not only this song but Ballroom Blitz, is like you just kind of learn the rhythm and then just go, you just start doing runs, because it's like if it's a crapshoot anyway, like you might as well try to hit it the one time in a run. Obviously that's not the entire story. Your consistency does slightly differ, does slightly increase if you really grind it out, but you know, that philosophy of just essentially just try to hit it one time and have it be in a run, and then don't choke. And Ballroom Blitz is a lot, you know, I was about to say it's a lot easier because it's so much closer to the end of the song, but I actually had 2 or 3 post-solo chokes in Ballroom Blitz, and thankfully none here, but there is more tricky stuff at the end of Ballroom Blitz compared to this. And, like, that's another thing about the post-solo chunk of the song, is it's so simple that, like, you're going crazy. Like, you're, oh my god, you're just thinking at 100 miles an hour, and that's not something that happens with most songs. I think that's something that kind of helped me in Jordan, I guess. I mean, solo D and E are really slow, and it gives you time to like kind of build up anxiety, but this entire end half of the song, normally I'm like saying shit after the solo, I'm letting out like a, oh thank god or whatever, but I could not bring myself to do that here. Like I knew that any like lapse in focus or anything could lead to potentially hours of more time invested in this stupid fucking song, this shitty fucking cover with Pandora humping her goddamn flying V in the chorus, and I just wasn't about it, man. I'm not about to see that shit anymore. This is, I've said this a lot in the past about like, oh, you know, I have to see a song, I never want to play that again. I feel that more now than I think I've ever felt in my entire career. Just, there's just no, like, usually when you practice a song like Jordan, you know, it's very rewarding, and like you want to go back and play the song because of all the time you invested and everything. You don't want it to just be a one and done. And plus, a lot of songs, again, like Jordan, are fun to play and stimulating and rewarding. Sorry, my some phlegm built up. And then you have shitty fucking songs like this that are just bash your head against the wall until you get it. But I got it. And where I go from here, in terms of the difficult stuff, there's still Light That Blinds, which is gonna be nothing compared to this. I'm almost positive. The ones that I'm really concerned about, I mean, the one that I'm really concerned about if I keep going with this is Miserlou. But again, even that has nothing compared to Solo D on this. It's just long and tedious and, you know, shitty because it involves a ton of strumming, and that sucks in this game. Aside from that, Institutionalized really shouldn't be that bad. Again, it's, you know, that song is even much more in... What I said about this song having the solo early on is much more applicable in that song. Not that there aren't difficult sections in it, but the really difficult section is 1C, and then that continues into, like, you know, 1D and E a little bit, but pretty much that's the hard part of Institutionalized, and that's 30 seconds into the song. That's really no big deal. And even that is, again, it's nothing compared to 1D in this. God, I am just so relieved, because obviously I sound like a broken record at this point, but when you have a song that's just this, you know, this much bullshit, this inconsistent, you start to have, like, doubts of, like, when am I going to even be able to do this? Like, it's not even a matter of, like, oh, I'm getting better at it, it's just... You know, you start to feel like it'll never... It should just never happen. Obviously, that's unlikely, but, you know, we're human beings. We have other things to do. We have only a certain amount of time, especially as adults, to invest into this stuff. And so that's what makes it all the harder. And what I was kind of freaking out about this. But all things considered, so I pulled out this PS2, like I mentioned in the Jordan video. It was the day before that, so 2 days ago now. And I practiced this Solo D for, you know, maybe 30 minutes that day, just getting, like, the slower speeds. And I think I had maybe hit slow that day, but I definitely hadn't hit full speed until today. And so, as far as I'm concerned, getting Solo D for the first time and just getting the song over with in the same day is, like, I gotta be pretty happy about that. I think, honestly, a lot of the rest of the tracks are not going to be as intimidating after doing this. You know, obviously there's a whole Trogdor situation to figure out, and whatever 360 exclusives are. I guess really it's just like the Trooper, if I hadn't got that already, which I don't know, I feel like I have, but I maybe not. You know, the good thing about Xbox is that, unlike this PS2, I actually have all my old data on the Xbox saved, so it should pretty much show me what's going on. On the PS2, I'm not sure what happened with this memory card. I think it's pretty faulty, because I was able to resurrect some data on here, but it's, like, it's only, like... It's pretty much my brother's career mode, and it's like half done, and that's all. So every time I want to play, he bought all the bonus songs, but anytime I want to play any of the lower 4 tiers, I have to input the unlock all code, which disables saving, which I'm not sure is a big deal, again, considering the memory card seems busted. And today I couldn't even get any data loaded from it, so it seems like it's pretty much dead. And that means this score isn't going to be saved, but that's why this was so important for me to record. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm just pretty relieved and elated to have this over with. Yeah, what a fucking piece of shit. Like, Jordan really brought me back to, like, man, I kind of miss this, and this song just buried, like, 90% of that, rejuvenation I had for this series. Because there's a lot of just... There's so much of this... Of the console games, at least, are just... Yeah. Just getting acquainted, bashing your head against some of these shitty engines, like the tap notes in the later games and whatnot. But, this chapter is thankfully over, because I did not want to have to wake up and think about having to continue this nightmare. Pun intended, I suppose, from Avenged Sevenfold, but, yep, that's it. Thanks for watching this. This is kind of what I assume hell is like. You just go down there and the devil just asks you to like FC one of these shitty songs on these engines that don't work properly. But he just straps you to the chair. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.